Today's move is a prudent one because primarily it would give members of the House and Senate additional time to consider the path forward. And in this case, we are pleased that Democrats and Republicans appear to be working together to try to find this path. The President has obviously identified this as an important priority, and the President was pleased to have the support of 28 Democrats who voted for trade promotion authority legislation at the end of last week. And we are looking forward to continuing to work with those Democrats to find this path forward, including by supporting efforts to create the additional time that's necessary to find this path. So the fact is, without this proposal, we'd be staring at another vote in the House of Representatives as early as today, and it's not apparent that the outcome would be any different. So this highlights the need to find a path forward, and as I mentioned, this seems to be a prudent step in that direction.
Since the trade vote, has the President spoken to Minority Leader Pelosi?
I don't believe the President has had the opportunity to speak to Leader Pelosi. Yesterday, the President's Chief of Staff, Dennis McDonough, placed a telephone call to Leader Pelosi. But I don't know of any presidential level conversations that have occurred.
Spoken to Speaker Boehner yesterday.
That's correct. They did it on a couple of occasions yesterday.
Why would he not speak to the leader of the Democrats personally? Because again, this was an issue that he invested so much personal capital in, and you're aware of the criticism out there that he, despite your denials or objections, is not personally engaged enough in this crucial issue.
Yeah. Well, Ron, all of you had the opportunity to see the President spend time with Leader Pelosi at the congressional baseball game last week. The President traveled to Capitol Hill to address the House Democratic Caucus on Friday morning. The President was introduced in that meeting by Leader Pelosi directly. Incidentally, after the President was introduced, he received a standing ovation from everybody in the room, including Leader Pelosi. The President had the opportunity to visit with Leader Pelosi for several minutes prior to the beginning of that caucus meeting. So the President's had a number of conversations with Leader Pelosi. And the President's going to continue to be in touch with leaders on Capitol Hill as necessary. I certainly wouldn't rule out a future call to Leader Pelosi. They speak frequently, and but over the last 24 hours, the President has not spoken to her, but the President's Chief of Staff has.
Some would see that as an indication that he perhaps is more hopeful, if you would say this publicly, that it would be the Republican side that would push this issue over the top and not the Democrats. Or are you still confident that the Democratic caucus in the House will help him prevail on this issue?
Ron, what's clear is that the support of Democrats is necessary to advance this piece of legislation. That was true when Congress tried to pass the rule opening up consideration of the legislation. It was true when there was a vote on trade promotion authority itself. It required the support of Democrats to build a majority. We were pleased that 28 Democrats joined with the President to support that piece of legislation, and we're mindful of the fact that in order to pass TAA legislation that the President believes is critically important to middle-class workers all across the country, we're also going to need bipartisan support for that as well. So yes, the administration has been focused on working closely with Democrats and Republicans to make progress in this regard.